One of the many reasons I love One Piece is because of the numerous breathtaking scenes and epic moments in the series, from dramatic entrances to crazy fights and that mind-blowing display of immense power when you least expect it. In this video, we'll be looking at some of the most badass moments that brought chills to our bones. Before we proceed, why don't you become a part of our amazing family by hitting that subscribe button? Without wasting any more time, these are the 10 badass moments in One Piece, in our opinion. So if you have any suggestions, share them with us in the comment section. Let's go! Number 10. Luffy challenges Big Mom. We all know that the captain of the Straw Hats is one of the bravest people in anime, but no one saw this coming. I know he was supposed to be brave, at least for the team, to keep their morale high, but challenging the most powerful, one of the most destructive women in the world was a very daring feat, not considering the fact that he was chained and totally at the mercy of Big Mom and her cohorts. Luffy demanded to be set free and even threatens to destroy everything, if he had to. Of course, Big Mom calls his bluff, but then the unexpected happens. He challenges Big Mom to a fight. This seemed like an insult because Luffy was obviously not in 100% form, and Big Mom is a tough opponent, even when Luffy is in 100% form. This challenge made Big Mom erupt in rage, and you know how it always is when Big Mom is angry. This scene showed the bravery and tenacity of the captain of the Straw Hats, and it was beautiful to watch. Number 9. Zoro vs. Mihawk. Dracula Hawkeye's Mihawk is one of the strongest characters in anime, known for his exquisite sword skills that earned the title of the world's strongest swordsman. He fights with the all-black blade called Yuro, and was once a member of the 7 Warlords of the Sea before the group was disbanded. Seeing how powerful he is, Zoro really had no business fighting him, but Zoro is a fighter that loves to take on challenges, and Mihawk seemed like the perfect challenge for him. Zoro later admitted that Mihawk was indeed stronger than him, and they both became fast friends. But before they became friends, Zoro and Mihawk were involved in an epic fight where Mihawk defeated him with only a cutlery knife. Zoro's resilience and bravery, even in the face of defeat, was indeed admirable. Number 8. Zoro vs. 100 Bounty Hunters. As mentioned earlier, Zoro has a thing for tough challenges, and not even 100 bounty hunters were enough to make this adrenaline junkie scared. His fighting skills are fueled by his hunger for victory, and not many people can match that energy. Rather than treat that fight as a matter of life and death, Zoro saw this fight as an opportunity to test his new sword and have some fun with the hunters. The fight begins when a bounty hunter spotted him and shot him from the top of the building, causing Zoro to duck into a house. That's when he realized he was surrounded by several bounty hunters and got into frenzy mode. The parts I liked the most was when he cut a stone hammer someone used to attack him from behind and referred to his sword saying, quote, "This one cuts through stone," end quote. And when he pushed the ladder on top of the building with several hunters on it. Oh, and who remembers the game of strength with Miss Monday? Exquisite stuff. Number 7. Luffy finishes off Lucci. This scene started out as one of the most breathtaking moments in the series, as Lucci beat Luffy so mercilessly that his skin was smoking and sizzling. They were equally matched in everything, speed, strength, and stamina, so it came as no surprise that the fight lasted that long. But in this fight, Lucci had the upper hand, but his mistake was underestimating Luffy. He even went on to call the fight a futile one, as he was very sure that he was going to win, and if we're being truthful, he was actually going to win. But Luffy knew he had to win this battle because the lives of his friends depended on it. Knowing how ruthless Lucci is, he was going to move on to his friends after he finished with Luffy. Despite being beyond exhaustion, Luffy tapped into some hidden reserves, and the aftermath gave me goosebumps. Luffy's tenacity is unmatched. Number 6. Whitebeard's last words.
One Piece wa jitsuzai suru.
Whitebeard was known as the strongest man in the world after Gold D. Roger died, and was the captain of the Whitebeard Pirates. He was also a member of the Yonko that ruled the New World and was one of the bravest men in the series. He had a lot of awe-inspiring moments in the series, but this scene has to be his most captivating. It was the fight between Whitebeard and Blackbeard, and even though Blackbeard has powers that cancel out the devil fruit abilities, Whitebeard still kicked his ass. Rather than accept defeat, Blackbeard's cowardly crew attacks Whitebeard, overpowering him with swords and pistols. In his dying moment, Whitebeard tells Blackbeard that he's not the one Roger is waiting for, and then tells the world that One Piece exists with his last breath. This may have been more emotional than it was badass, but seeing the fire in Blackbeard's eyes just makes it better. Number 5. Luffy defeats Bellamy with one punch. Bellamy was one of the hated characters in the series, known for being cynical and just generally annoying. He doesn't believe in anything and always made fun of people who believed in the City of Gold, calling them morons. Together with his crew, they went about terrorizing and bullying helpless people. When he heard that Luffy was on a quest to find the Lost City, he and his team accosted the captain. Bellamy was expecting a fight, but when Luffy didn't want to fight him, he got enraged and started calling him names. His mistake was underestimating Luffy and thinking he was a coward because he didn't want to fight. Using his Spring fruit power, he started showing off and went in for his all-powerful finish, only for Luffy to end his entire show and put him in his place with just one punch. The punch was so heavy, it left an imprint on the right side of Bellamy's face. Serves him right. Number 4. Enter Mr. Prince. Mr. Prince makes this list with his dramatic entry into Crocodile's base to save his crewmates. They were in huge trouble, because not only were they imprisoned in a croc-infested base, the room was flooding fast, and the only way they could escape was with the key that was in the belly of the very vicious Crocodile. A cunning Mr. Prince was able to trick Crocodile out of his base and charge into the base to save his friends. The highlight of the scene was when he sent a giant croc out of his way with just one kick. Puts the B in badass. Number 3. Dragon's Breath.
竜爪剣竜の息吹
Sabu is the chief of staff for the Revolutionary Army and is considered second in rankings after Monkey D. Dragon. He's Luffy's sworn brother and is even a prince. He's the son of the king of Goa Kingdom, even though he ran away from home to live alone. His own epic moment was when he used his skill, Dragon Breath, for the first time. He does this skill by imbuing his fists with haki and then pushes them to the ground. This creates an immense impact that was so powerful it could bring down buildings and massive structures, like the arena in the Kurita Coliseum. It makes him so powerful because with this singular skill, he can turn a seemingly hopeless situation around. What made the scene even more badass was the fact that he wasn't fazed and was still dropping funny lines. Number 2. Kaido's One Punch. Luffy is a brave captain and all, and his tenacity is amazing. But let's face it, there are some people Luffy shouldn't even be thinking of fighting. Kaido has been named the strongest creature because he possesses such unimaginable strength, that even Mihawk, the world's strongest swordsman, was no match for him. He's also one of the 4 emperors ruling over the New World and the governor-general of the Beast Pirates. During his fight with Luffy, Kaido let Luffy do his worst, while he defended against Luffy's attacks with minimal effort, and he even took some of them head-on without any damage. But what enraged him was when Luffy knocked Kaido back into his human form. Kaido decided to get serious and ended the battle with one blow from his club. Just one. Quite devastating. Thankfully, Luffy survived the blow and accepted defeat. Number 1. Luffy vs. Pacifista. Our top pick today has to be Luffy's most epic scene in the series. The confident and raw power shown in the scene were enough to make me watch it more than once. He and his friends were accosted by the Pacifistas, a bunch of human machines who were out to kill them. As most enemies do, they underestimated the strength of the monster trio, because the last time they met, the monster trio were very weak. Little did they know that the trio leveled up. It started with Luffy dodging all their attacks just by moving his neck, before going on to give them the beating of their lives. Truly epic. And with that, we come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and make sure to leave a like on this video. We'll be back with more amazing content, so make sure to stay tuned. See you soon.